Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets hidden in plain sight within corporate filings. Today, we're diving into a report from Brookfield Asset Management Limited that has some interesting leadership changes and a look at their operations. This report from Brookfield Asset Management Limited is a Form 8 cake, which is basically a way for public companies to talk about big events that shareholders need to know about right away. It is not a quarterly report filled with tons of numbers, but it does give us a peek into what is happening behind the scenes. Before we get into the juicy details, if you enjoy these kinds of deep dives into corporate news and financial reports, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And hey, we've got a fantastic community growing on Discord where we chat about all things business. You can find the link in the description below. So let's get straight to it. One of the key things mentioned here is about their results of operations and financial condition. On the 4th of February 2026, the company issued a press release. Now, they are careful to say that this press release isn't officially being filed in a way that makes them liable for every single word under certain securities laws, which is pretty standard legal talk, but it does mean they are sharing important operational updates with the public that we should pay attention to. The really significant part of this report comes under item 5.02, which is all about changes in leadership. Big companies are always shuffling their executive teams, and Brookfield Asset Management is no exception. This section spells out some major moves. The biggest news here is that on the 3rd of February 2026, Connor Teskey was appointed as the new Chief Executive Officer of the company. This is a big deal for any organization, especially one of Brookfield's size and scope. Leadership changes at the top often signal a shift in strategy or a new direction for the company. Now, what is really interesting is the transition. Bruce Flatt, the outgoing CEO, is not disappearing. He is going to continue as the chair of the board, which means he'll still have a significant influence. Plus, he is also taking on the Chief Executive Officer role at Brookfield Corporation, which suggests a kind of restructuring or a focus on different parts of the broader Brookfield enterprise. This move might be to allow Flatt to focus on higher level strategic direction for the whole group, while a new CEO hones in on the day-to-day operations of Brookfield Asset Management. Let's talk about the new CEO, Connor Teskey. He is 38 years old, which is relatively young for a CEO of such a large entity, often indicating a forward-thinking approach from the board. He's been the president of the company since 2022, so he is not exactly new to the executive suite. He has also been leading Brookfield's renewable power and transition business and is the CEO of Brookfield Renewable Partners. This background is crucial. It means he is coming into the CEO role with significant experience in a rapidly growing and important sector, renewable energy. This could signal that the company sees continued, even accelerated, growth in this area as a key part of its future strategy. He joined Brookfield back in 2012 and has held various important roles in investments and management. Before Brookfield, he worked in debt origination at a Canadian bank, which is a solid foundation for understanding capital markets. He has a business degree from the University of Western Ontario. So to recap the leadership shuffle on the 3rd of February, Bruce Flatt stepped down as the CEO of Brookfield Asset Management, and Connor Teskey's title officially changed from President to Chief Executive Officer. It is a clear handover, with Flatt moving to a more oversight-focused role, and Teskey taking the helm to drive operations. There is also a change on the board of directors. Bruce Karsh has been appointed as a new director, effective the 3rd of February. He is replacing William Powell, who resigned on the same day. Adding new directors, especially experienced ones, is often a move to bring in fresh perspectives, specific expertise, or to strengthen governance. We don't have a lot of detail here about Karsh's background in this specific filing, but his appointment alongside the CEO change suggests the board is actively shaping the company's future leadership. Finally, the report lists its exhibits. The most notable is Exhibit 99.1, which is the press release dated the 4th of February. This is likely where the company elaborated on these leadership changes and perhaps gave more color on their operational outlook, which, as we noted, they're careful about how they present to the public. And that brings us to the end of the report's filed content. It is signed off by Kathy Sarpash, who holds a pretty important title as Managing Director, Legal and Regulatory, and Corporate Secretary. This signature confirms the report's authenticity and compliance with CSE reporting requirements. Now, let's put on our analyst hat. What does all this tell us? The most striking aspect of this filing is undeniably the leadership transition. Appointing Connor Teskey, a high achiever with a strong background in renewable energy, as CEO signals a clear strategic direction. It suggests Brookfield Asset Management is doubling down on growth in its renewable power and transition business, likely seeing it as a key engine for future returns. The fact that Bruce Flatt remains as chairman and also takes on a CEO role at the parent corporation, Brookfield Corporation, hints at a potential broadening of flat strategic oversight for the entire enterprise, perhaps freeing Teskey to execute a more focused operational strategy within the asset management arm. This kind of CEO succession, particularly when the former CEO remains in a powerful board role, can have mixed outcomes. On one hand, it ensures continuity and retains valuable experience. On the other, it can sometimes lead to power struggles or slower adaptation if the new leader does not have full autonomy. However, given Teskey's track record and the clear strategic implications of his background, this looks more like a deliberate planned transition aimed at positioning the company for future growth, especially in the green energy sector, which is poised for significant expansion. The addition of a new director also suggests the board is actively thinking about governance and future direction. The main risk here for investors is always the execution of strategy. Can Teskey deliver on the promise of growth, particularly in the renewable sector, and manage the complexities of a global asset management firm? The market will be watching closely, and the upcoming financial reports will be key to seeing if this leadership change translates into tangible business results. That is our breakdown of Brookfield Asset Management's latest filing. What is your take on this leadership shakeup and what it means for the company's future direction? Drop your thoughts in the comments below if you found this analysis valuable and helped you understand what is really going on. Please hit that like button. And most importantly, subscribe to Corporate Decoder for more insights into the world of business and finance. Don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions and to connect with fellow enthusiasts. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.